It's alright. We know where you've been. Zeos, if you're a patron of mine, this video will be on there for approximately 12 to 24 hours, and only that much, because this is an Indiegogo campaign by Vokyl, or Vokyl, depending on how you want to... how it's spelled is in the title of this video, and if you say it's Vokyl, then you tell people you have the Vokyl Erupt headphones. They're going to type V-O-C-A-L, and they're not going to find shit. So we're going to call them the Vokyls, because how do you spell that? Okay. JDS Labs, you know these guys, right? The old DAC, the LDAC, the Element, a couple little like splitters, and separate company. Either they've created or they're partnering with. I know their main engineer for this made these, the Vokyl Erupts. And these are very much a preliminary set because the Indiegogo campaign is currently at 24 days left. 24. It's not a lot. And the reason my patrons are getting it for at least 24 hours is because there's still some $250 spots left. The 225s are all gone. I didn't get there in time. 250s are there, then 275. Gonna be 400 when they come out. Absolutely fucking worth $400 when they come out. Everyone wants to get in on the gaming headphone thing, right? I got the Mobius there, which I haven't played with enough to talk about during this video. We've got a V-Moto that basically just lives on that. We got the One Mores. Everyone's coming out and saying, oh, we got a gaming headset. Look, we're going to make a bunch of money on these stupid gamers because they love RGB and this and that and the next thing. And this approach is fucking far and away superior to everything else because they're just headphones. They're calling them the Erupts and they're gonna market them for gaming. But the only thing that they're doing that's making this, sorry, I'll put Bowsette back up. There you go. I'll get real close. The only thing they're doing that's going to make this gaming is this wire that came with is very much a temporary wire. One side of it will have microphone pod on it, and that's it. No LEDs, no self-powered, no wireless. They're making a fucking set of headphones, and then they're selling a wire that makes it officially gaming worthy. And that's the best news I've heard all day. Because I don't want to have to deal with all that other stuff. And lights and names. I mean, the name is... It's going to be a tough sell to get people that are audiophiles on board with something called the Vokyl Erupts. But I'm going to do my damnedest. Because you know what? I gamed in these, and it's fucking amazing. But... Oh, by the way, I'm not being paid for this. I'm not a shill. But... these fucking headphones. I took the X1s off. I don't have X2s. Fidelio X2s. I have X1s. The reason I have the X1s and not the X2s is the headband is brown and shorter, and they're older, they're more rare, and I wanted them. And the reason they stay on my wall, in that spot there, is because these were the widest headphone, the fucking widest headphone. And then the bass came in and you shit your pants. And I'm like, you know what? I need at least one thing on my wall that's that. Actually, I have two things that are that. The Monoprice Retros are basically that in a closed version. And then if you want to get something similarly whiffy and bassy, you got to move up to the goddamn Ether Seat Flows. So these stayed on the wall, and I changed the pads out, and these are ZMF pads, Ori pads. And I pull them off occasionally, and I go into a game, and it's like, woof, boom. And headphones I talk about, and music headphones, and there's sound stages usually that gets wide, but nothing touches the X2s until the Vokyl Erupts. But here's the thing. It is not just a clone of the X2 where it's like, oh, it's just really wide and there's a lot of bass. Take everything that I love about the X2s, now re-engineer it from someone who actually knows how sound quality is supposed to come out, and then sell it to me. Comfort. I'm usually a comfort person. Now I could talk about the wire, but again, this is completely a temporary wire. It's literally got marker written on there for L and R, so it's... You're not getting this, although it is really nice. Like just microphone cable with a big split. And look, there's no janks. 3.5 millimeter I'm not sure if these are going to be interchangeable, like you could plug either one with a mic, but 3.5 millimeter inputs, detachable wire. Let's take it apart. Metal, all metal. Metal here, metal back. These are an open back set. They don't leak much. Metal here. The design change that's going forth from this production set is this was really small. When they ordered these bits, everything came too small. So all the people that are reviewing this have to say, yeah, you know, see how this is like designed for a little baby's head? It won't be. So that's fine. I'm not even going to comment on it, because this thing literally is like so stiff, and every time I put it on my head, I like push it down and it slides up. Regardless of that, look at the pads. Can we look at the... I've got like ZMF headphones here and here, the Vokyl Elex, and I'm pretty sure these are the most comfortable. Like, you know when I know, here's how I know, when comfort is like no longer an issue. If I'm wearing a set of headphones on my desk, and then music stops, or I'm doing video editing, and I stop doing video editing, and I'm just sitting there in absolute silence, wearing headphones, and I don't take them off. Even with the short headband and it's sort of just pulling up on my earlobes a bit, I was like, oh shit, I should put music on or take these headphones off. So build quality is fucking astonishing for a company's first headphone. These are not like modified from some Chinese OEM. There's American parts in here. If you go and read the Indiegogo, it's got, you know, all these things talking about how they CNC mill the cups, and it's got a lay flat cable, which will be probably similar to this, but you know, vented pads, aluminum. The driver. The big selling point, the big thing that makes these different from just, oh, it's a set of headphones, is the driver, the actual driver that I could peel the pad off, but it's such a pain in the dick to get the pad back on. Why, Zeos? Notice the 3D printed blue in there. You see that very shiny thing? That's aluminum and magnesium. They don't make drivers out of aluminum and magnesium. They some of the companies do, but that's rare. Look at the depth of this panel and the angle of that, and then the thickness of this pad. Of course, these headphones sound as wide as the goddamn, you know, Golden Gate Bridge. It's all right. What am I talking about? They're efficient. Do I know the ohms of them? Do I know? I think they're like 15 ohm, something ridiculous. Let me see if I control F. Ohm. Do they even say it? No, they don't. I got it in an email. I'll get more details as the time goes on, because I will own a pair of these. Own them, buy them straight up. Don't give them to me. I'll buy them. I'll buy them for whatever price you want. They're gonna replace my X2s on the wall. DMS was having a hard time with his. They actually showed up to DMS's house with a pair so that he could listen to them because of the Kickstarter, the Indiegogo ending. Oh my God. They need to fix this bit. This is a pain in the ass because of all these screw holes. So they're perfectly comfortable. You fix a headband, they're perfectly comfortable. They have decent wire connections. They actually are a little weighty. They got a little bit of weight to them, a little bit, just enough to know that you got it. Not like ZMF weight, where there's a whole fucking kokobo tree hanging off your head, but they got weight. And then you listen to them, and then you get the sound. And I'm going to try to put this into perspective. There's almost no headphones that can do ultra wide soundstage and then decent, good imaging. Even in the Stax lineup, the 300 limiteds do like a wider soundstage than the 700s, and then they have Stax imaging. But nothing touches the soundstage of X2s. Stop it. Nothing touches that except for these. And it touches it and might even beat it. Let me explain what soundstage is for those of you who are not privy to the knowledge that we are discussing right now. When you put on headphones, right? Here's your head, and you hear sounds coming from the right and coming from the left, and then they have to travel across. You hear, for gaming purposes, things like that. For gaming and location, and maybe someone's playing an instrument, it's there or it's there. Now, imaging is this. It's how defined you can hear things move from left to right. Soundstage is how much further beyond the restraints of the cups you hear the sound. So yes, I hear a drummer and he's there. But with really wide headphones, maybe that drummer's not there. Maybe that drummer's fucking in my closet, in through the wall in some other person's apartment. It's like, damn. And the problem is, once you stretch out that soundstage, you take the imaging, the accuracy across here, and you're sort of stretching it thin. It's like dragging a ruler. All of a sudden, the 1 inch goes from this to this to this, and sounds sort of have to jump across to make it. And these don't do that. These have vocal clarity, which makes sense because they're called the Vokyls. Vokyls. They're called the Vokyls. We're going to stick with that. And you put them on, and on some tracks, you don't realize how wide they can get. You're just listening, and it's like, oh my God, the clarity, the detail. These sound like I put, wads of cotton balls in them. And then the bass is wonky. I never said these were the best for like detail, and these are the widest, bassiest, and that's why you get them. And if you're doing fun gaming, you want to play Doom and you just want shit to explode and be far away, here you go. X1s, X2s. Now, 2018, year of change, these are going to take over. And you're going to put them on your head, and if you're doing gaming, you'll pretty much have an orgasm. And you can play these with serious or fun gaming because the imaging is maintained. You can actually pick out points. And then you stop playing games and you start playing music, which is more of what I do with headphones that I'm testing anyway. And I've never sat down. I have Paganini, all right? Paganini, he's a composer, not shut up. Full audiophile, fucking just sitting there listening to violins. Just violins. I'm listening on the Vokyl Erupts. You know that gaming headset you heard about? Yeah. Violins, classical music. Oh my God, classic bass authority. And then you put on, Jimi Hendrix, and you put on Pink Floyd, and you're just like, oh. I'm gonna plug these back in, and even though I can't get that pad back on because it's going to take 7 minutes, and I'm not stopping the camera, I'll just sort of hold it there. I don't have to run them on the JDS Labs. I'm just showing off that the engineer that made this, and I fucking love this. And these had better make their quota on Indiegogo, or I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be fucking livid. I'm gonna turn into a giant tittied anime girl, and then I'm gonna be the most popular meme on the internet. I'm in a space now. This is Jeremy Soule, Tooth and Claw from the Elder Scrolls soundtrack. I want to be here. I may buy this pair. I may buy this fucked up pair with the wrong headset, just because I don't want any possibility that the next that I get will be different. They're that sort of good. They're that sort of like, I went for a walk. I took them to bed. You know that if you know me, if you know anything about this channel, there's two things that say Zeos really must love those fucking headphones. I climbed into bed with them. I took the X2O XD05 amp. I climbed into my bed, and I'm like laying there with just these sitting on there. And as you're falling asleep, by the way, if you haven't done this, top gear, top tip. You want to enjoy music a little bit different without doing drugs, everybody? Hey kids, you want to not do drugs? Fall asleep listening to music. Just try to stay awake, but then you'll fall into this, your eyes will close and you'll start backing up from consciousness, and that's when the music just nipples. So I took them to bed, and then I said, fuck it, I'm going for a walk, and I put these on, and I couldn't take them off my head. I've only had them for about a week, and they have not come off my head. A little more than a week. I had them for 4 or 5 days, put them in a pile, didn't listen to them. Then I realized I had Indiegogo, and I'm like, Indiegogo? I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should listen to these. And fuck. These have taken priority over all other headphones I currently have. All of them. All the headphones I currently have access to. Fuck them. These. Priority. Otis Taylor, Hands on Your Stomach. The fuck was that? Okay, hold on. Wait, listen to this. Listen. Now you can't hear that in stereo because the GoPro is mono and I'm putting it to the GoPro. But like I shiver down my spine when he goes shh. And then the guitar is just so... The bass in these is big and wonky and warm. The bass in these is taut and precise. And it's only slightly elevated above what I would call like natural sounding. So you get a little bit of a bass lump, but it's so precise and fast. I want to say that these are better than most planars I've heard. Most planars I've heard. Are you listening to me on Advanced Alphas and M1060Cs? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Ether C Flows. Just put it out there. But yeah, no, the driver in this is just stupid. The width combined with the actual detail and clarity you still get, regardless of how far away the drivers are. This is the headphone of the year. I wish the 5.8Xs didn't just come out and I just went jizzed all over those, because I feel like you're going to be like, oh, Zeos is just loving everything. These are an entirely different animal than the 5.8Xs. You can own both of these and be perfectly happy, because these are going to have more low end and just more width. If you've never had a wide headphone, you find an old pair of X1s, X2s, and then you have a wide headphone. Or now before the Indiegogo runs out and you have to spend $400, invest in these. Don't invest in AMD. Don't worry about Tesla stock. Don't worry about the S&P 500 is doing. Do you have enough pair of Vokyl Erupts in your closet to make it through the nuclear winter? That's what you should be concerning yourself with. I'm really smitten with these, to the point of I don't know what the words I should say are, because they're beautiful and they're comfortable and they're well thought out. And then you put them on and it's, well, Jesus, they're so damn wide. But I still have vocal clarity dead center, and I still have instruments. I can only suck their D so hard. And then I gotta hope that their Indiegogo campaign completes. Because it is currently, and you want to play the game of how good is Zeos at selling headphones, they're at 45%, and they have 24 days left. That number hasn't gone up in 5 days. 22,668. No one's bought a pair. Well, here you go, everybody. Go fucking buy $250. I feel like I should do an Oprah, and everyone watching should just get a pair from me, but I'm pretty sure not enough of you are patronizing me for that to happen. If you'd like me to hit that Patreon goal where I buy everyone the headphones I review, please join the Patreon. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care if you like me, dislike me. Don't have to trust me. Get a set of these. Get a set of these if you like music. Period. If you have headphones that are very accurate, very, very narrow, 660s, 5.8Xs, you got planars that you think are wide. I think the M1060Cs are wide. I think no, they're not. None of those are. I love these headphones. Fucking love. Not like, not respect, not any of those lesser words that aren't love. I love these headphones. They will be on my wall. If I have to send these back, I'm going to be, because they're like, hey, could you send them to another reviewer? And I'm sort of like, wait a second. No. Because, it's just no. Let me hold on to them. I got to sound them. I got to do things. I want to know what the final product's going to sound like. And I'm 99% sure it's going to sound exactly like this. And I'm going to just go to them all the way through. All the way home. Shit. Alright. I have to now record the sound demo because this video has to come out in a day and a half. Well, it should come out on my Patreon real soon. We're 24 days left. You'll know when this goes public or goes to my Patreon. I gotta go set up my rig. That is just happened like today or yesterday and today is available in the description. Enjoy my edit of that. Obviously, the Indiegogo campaign is available. I can't say enough good things about it. If you want to join the Patreon, at $10 a month, you get into a private Telegram chat where I answer all your questions with my voice, which is interesting. Also, anyone $5 a month gets into the yard sale, which these will never be in, because I'll never sell them. Ever. I have no reason to sell them. I would throw in a box before I sold you, because you're my original babies. You're my original wide babies. Thank you for stopping by. Links to things, links to her, links to everything. Look, if you don't like them, you come to the comments of this video and you tell me to fuck off. You won't.